Hey crafty friends, are you like me and it's summer but you're working on Halloween? I'm Carla from Carla Arlene Creations and I have created some fun Halloween vintage tags that you can use this season for either putting on your Halloween tree, or you can add them to your Halloween treats, or if you're into junk journaling, you can add them to your Halloween junk journal. There is the ice cream tag, and then we have a ghost tag, and it actually has two different ghosts that you can use. And then we have a pumpkin tag, and it has two different pumpkins you can use for your tag. And then, of course, we have the vintage black cat tag. All these designs have an extra backing for you, so that if you want, you can add like Happy Halloween, Trick or Treat, add somebody's name, just like as if you were sending it with a gift or something. But follow along and I will show you how to create your own Halloween vintage tags. Okay, I'm going to show you how to put together the Halloween tags. We have 4 different tags, and I chose yellow for the back of the tags only so that if you wanted to add a sentiment or something, to Michael from Grandma, Happy Halloween, or whatever on the back, you could, and you can even have your Cricut or your cutting machine actually write it on there for you. If you don't want a sentiment on the back, then you don't have to cut out these yellow layers. We have a black layer for each one. And then we have different colors for the top. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start gluing these together. And they're very simple. The only cutout on the black layer is the diamond at the top. So what we have to do is line that up along with the edges. And then these have other diamonds on them, so I'm just going to put some glue on the back. And then again, line up the edges and the top diamond. Like that. And you just need to do that for each one of these. And there's our tags already put together. Now, if you do these in solid colors, you can also take inking and ink the edges of your tag to give it a little more of a vintage look. Let's see. So I could use a little bit of this, as you can see, and just go around the edges of my tag. It's up to you how much inking you want to put on your edging. If you want to put any on, it's like I said, that's entirely up to you. For me, that one's a little harder to see. It may not be for you. It just depends on what colors you can see. I think I'm going to try this lighter orange on here. See if the darker would work better. Like I said, it's entirely up to you whether you want to ink them or you don't, to give them the more, like the pink one has a little bit more of the vintage look. I don't have a lot of inking colors because I don't do a lot of inking at this point. I may eventually do more inking. I will say the nice part about these brushes, I got them off of Amazon, is that you can wash them and all the inking I just put on them will actually come off. So next we're going to put together the pieces that go with the tags. With this tag, I did a ghost, and I actually did cut out 2 ghosts so that I could show you 2 different variations that you can do. And what we're going to do is we're going to glue the pink layer of the ghost on. Now you can cut these out in plain cardstock or even glitter, as you can see. And then the one ghost does have eyes cut out. The other one does not. I give you both in the files. So that's entirely up to you whether or not you want the eyes cut out or the eyes not to cut out. And I'll show you why here in a minute. I'm just going to glue this little bow on our little pink ghost. And then you can use some eyes, if you have eyes, to actually put on your little ghost instead of cutting the eyes out. Let's see, we'll give her this color eyes. And then you can pick whichever one you want to make and then put on your tag. I'm actually going to use the glitter one because I think it's cute. So I'm just going to put some foam dots on the back, as you can see. And then I'm just going to place her on my tag. It's okay, she hangs off a little bit. But there she is. And then all you need to do is you can either use some ribbon or I actually have some cording I got at Michael's. I got some of this pink and white and some of this black and white. I think they have some other colors. This is, I'm trying to think where it is in the store. It's not where you think you would find it. Took me a while to find it in the store, but it's kind of nice. You can use it for all kinds of craft projects. You get quite a bit on a spool. So I'm just going to cut a little bit off, and then all you need to do is thread it through. And tie a knot. And there is your little ghost tag. We also have 2 variations of the pumpkin tag. Again, I did one in glitter and one in plain. For the same reasons, you can either use the eyes that are cut out on the plain one, or you can put your own eyes on. And I'm just going to put some glue on the back of this and glue it on here. And I'm going to do the same with this one. Now, if you want your pumpkin out of orange, that's fine. I just thought it'd be cute out of pink. And you can do it in regular or plain cardstock or glitter cardstock. And I'm just going to put some glue on the back of my pumpkin stem. There you go. And then, like before, you can either use the eyes that are cut out, and you can actually, if you wanted, you could add eyes to these. If you wanted to add eyes, you could add little eyes on. That'll fit in, or let's see here. Or you can do this one. And then, as with the ghost, with the pumpkin, I'm just going to put some foam dots on the back of one. I'll use the plain one this time, and then add it to the tag. And it really doesn't matter, like I said before, what color your tags are. You can use any Halloween colors. You can even use purple. But I'm just going to stick this on this one, and then we'll cut some black cording this time. And then tie a little knot in. And there is our pumpkin tag. We also have an ice cream tag. This is what I call my spooky ice cream. And for this one, you're actually going to want to use some eyes, because to cut out the little eyes that go on these, they're really, really, really tiny. So I didn't want to mess with little things. So we have Let's see. We could actually use, do we want to use these or these? Let's see. We'll use these. These are, and I think I have an embossing folder I can use for this to make it look like it's a cone. Um, let me see. So if we can work for the size, because this is such a tiny, tiny cone, we'll try it. Gave it a little bit of dimension. Looks kind of cool. That way it doesn't just plain. So we're gonna glue this on to the top of our ice cream cone. And we're just gonna line it up at the bottom. Then we have a green piece of ice cream. And it actually lines up down here. And then we have an orange piece. As you can see, there's a little bump out there, and that's where I'm lining it up. That and up at the top. And then this little piece looks like a splat. Just gonna put some glue on and put it up here at the top, like that. And then these little guys, we're gonna use, let's see, these are too big. Yeah. So we're just gonna put a foam dot on the back of our eyes. And we're just gonna stick them on our ice cream cone. And let's see, we'll stick that one up there. And then we'll put some dots on the back of this. And whoops, got more than the cover of the foam dot. And let's see, we'll put this one on the pink. And we're just going to kind of do that. There is our ice cream. And you can add your ribbon. And then we have one more, which is our scary cat. He has multiple layers, but he's cute. And So we're going to start with the yellow layer, and we're going to put glue on the back. And we're going to glue it to the white layer. Like that. And we're going to add the pink layer. Whoops. Sorry, I did that backwards. See if I can get that back off. Did not mean to put the yellow layer on. Yeah. Sorry about that. Actually, you want to put the pink layer on first. And it'll cover up that yellow. And now, you want to put the yellow layer on first. Then we'll go put the pink layer on. And then we'll go put the black layer on. And let's see here. There's our kitty. And then, okay, to put the cat together, we're going to glue the pink onto the white. So I can get my glue to work. And then we're going to glue the yellow onto the pink. And then the black onto the yellow. And then we're going to glue his bow on. Like that. And then he has a hat band. We're going to place him there. And we're going to put foam dot there and a little bit of glue here. Because we're going to place this on his head like that. And then, let's see. I'm going to put his bow up under his chin. And there is our cat. And then we're just going to cut a piece of pink twine. And we're going to add it in. And tie it off. And there is our cat tag. Now you can use these for putting on trick-or-treat, like little individual trick-or-treat bags. You can use them for, if you like to do junk journaling, you could add these into your Halloween junk journal. All kinds of possibilities you could do with these. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial on how to make the Halloween vintage tags. You can use these tags in a variety of ways, either add them to your treat bags or add them to your Halloween tree, or even add them to your junk journal if you like doing junk journaling. So, happy crafting!